Hello everybody and welcome to another episode here on the channel. Today we're gonna be talking about my bookish goals for 2021. It's a beautiful day outside, so I decided to film here. The birds are chirping, there's a little bit of wind though, but I'm enjoying it so far. Let's go. Okay, so we all know that 2020 was a really weird and difficult year for everyone, not just because of the pandemic, but because a lot of social and political issues all around the world, positive and negative. But here we're gonna talk about bookish content because that's what this is about. Personally, I have a lot of good stuff to think about of 2020. I rediscovered my love for reading. I hadn't read a fictional book in years, actually since I started college, because I studied history and I had to read so much that I left fiction aside for a lot of time. I picked up fantasy again this year and I'm so happy I did. I also rediscovered actually my love for writing. So I started my first fantasy novel, which I'm really excited about. So my first goal of 2021 is finishing my fantasy novel. I'm already on 1/3 of the book. I'm actually writing the interlude between the first and the second part of the book. I started on June of last year. And I am really happy, I'm really proud of my 45,000 words already. Yay! My booktube goals of 2021 are growing my channel. I started on December from last year. I have a month. I already have 40 subscribers. Thank you guys for supporting me. And yeah, I'm trying to learn more about this platform. I'm really new, so there are a lot of concepts that I don't understand. And I'm really excited about learning more about this community, to meeting more people. So yes, I am really excited about everything about this booktube channel. I'm already having a buddy read for March. So yeah, let's see where this all leads to. On my reading goals of 2021, I have so many books I want to start with, so many series. Actually, in my Goodreads account, I have like only 40 books on my reading challenge, but in my mind, there are a lot more. First, I will finish my reread on the Harry Potter series. I'm already on books 3, and I'm really excited to keep going. I love this series so much. I loved it since I was 8. And I think I'm gonna start the reviews on these books on next week, probably. Yay, Harry Potter content. Then I will finally start with The Wheel of Time, which I've been postponing for so long, just because there are 14 books, and that intimidates me a lot. And I'm this kind of person that when starts with a series, cannot stop until I finish it. So I'm kind of scared that I won't be able to read any other book. But I will start it really soon, February at most, I promise. On March, I have my first buddy read. I've been wanting to read this book for so long, and I'm gonna be doing it with David's book reviews. I'm gonna link his channel in the description if you want to check him out. It's going to be the first trilogy. We're gonna buddy read The Blade itself, and I'm really excited because I've been hearing praises about Joe Abercrombie's writing for so many months. Then my TBR gets really messy because I want to read so many series, so many books, and I don't know in which order. So I'm just gonna put them all on a roller coaster and go through them. I want to read the Burning series, Rage of Dragons, Fire of Vengeance. I've been hearing so many good things about these books that I'm really excited to go through them. Also gonna start The Poppy War by Rebecca Kwong. I've been reading reviews on Goodreads about this series and it looks so interesting. Then, thanks to Daniel Green that's been talking about this saga for months, I will start the Greenbaum Saga by Fonda Lee. I'm really excited to read Jade City and Jade War. I also want to continue reading Neil Gaiman's works. I want to read Good Omens and American Gods next because I've been reading some books of Neil Gaiman and they are so good. His writing style is so beautiful. His imagination is limitless. So yes, I think Neil Gaiman will become one of my favorite authors really soon. I also want to read Kings of the Wilds and Bloody Rose by Nicholas Ames. I don't know how the series is called, but I've been told it's a lot of fun and you laugh out loud with these characters and the story is so entertaining, so I'm really excited to read them. Then I'm planning on start at some point of this year with Discworld by Terry Pratchett. I know, there are a lot of books, but I think I'm gonna start with the standalones. There are a lot of different opinions on how to read this series. Some say like by publish date, some say that with standalones. I don't know. I just know I'm gonna start with this series on 2021 for sure. Then, and most importantly, I'm gonna start a lot of the Rings. Yeah, hate me if you want. I picked it up when I was a teenager and I didn't like it. But I think now as an adult, I'm gonna be able to appreciate Tolkien's writing better. I hope. If not, I will feel like a sinner or something like that. Also, yeah, I know I have a lot of books already, but I want to start with Stephen King. I picked up Elevation at the end of last year and I didn't like it at all. So I'm planning on picking up his classics, Misery, Pet Cemetery, It. I think that's it for now. Now that I think of it, I forgot to add two series that I want to read this year as well, which the first one is the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. I already ordered the Assassin's Apprentice, so I'm reading it for sure really soon. And also I want to start with Malazan Book of the Fallen by Steven Erikson. I've seen so much discussion about this series that I'm really curious about what this is about. And I don't know if I'm going to finish it this year with all the other books that I want to read, but I'm definitely gonna start with the first one. Maybe for you it doesn't sound like so many books, but for me it is because I also travel a lot. I plan on leaving my country again in May. I'm probably going to live in Germany for some months and then going to Spain. I plan on starting a master there. Of course, this all depends on how this freaking pandemic goes, which I hope it let us breathe a little bit and the vaccines go everywhere around the world where it's needed. So yeah. These are my bookish goals for 2021. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to recommend me some more books, you're free to do so. I'm always happy to add more books to my TBR so I can get it messier than it already is. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think. Let's chat about all the books that I picked, what you think about the books that I named. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up, ring the bell, and click on the subscribe button if you want to see more content in the future. Thank you guys and see you soon.